Welcome to Soccer as We Like It, the Man United direction. Manchester City 0, Man United 2. A shock. The best team in the league have been destroyed by Manchester United. Today we have UK and USA fans talking about this. We have from UK, we have Dr. J, and we have K representing UK. And for US, we have Bems and Sammy from United States Houston Red Army. We'll start with Dr. J. When the game started, what was going through your mind? What was your prediction before the game? What did you expect? A thrashing, a victory?
I'll tell you what, yeah. I was like seated on the fence, undecided. But my son said something to me last night. He said, Dad, when we play City, we play differently. And number two, when it looks like the wheels are coming up for Ole, the boys turn up for him. And that's what they did today again. So, to be honest with you, I was expecting us to get a draw at least, because I know when it's a derby, it's a different game.
Yeah.
It's a different game. There's just something about the derby that it's not like any other game. So I was expecting a draw, but because of what my son said, I was actually pleasantly surprised we got the win.
Right. Okay. What was your what were you expecting before the game? What did you think before the game started?
Yeah, so I was speaking to my brother-in-law about it actually. Because we drew the last two games, I said to him, don't be surprised if we get a win today. The teams we expect to beat, we get shock results. The teams we don't expect to beat, and when like Dr. Joe was saying, when we're under pressure, Ollie always seems to bring some out from nowhere. But when I saw the lineup, I didn't think we were going to win. When I saw the lineup, I thought, oh, for the first 5 minutes, 10 minutes, I was like, yeah, they're there for the taking. They started so badly. But yeah, it was a strange one.
Sammy, before the game, what did you hope was going to happen in today's game? Were you thinking victory or thrashing or just trying to keep it under 4-0 will be fine?
to be honest with you, I mean, that's a really good question to start this conversation. First of all, Tim, thanks for the question. And I would definitely I was thinking that, it would be a draw. Okay. I thought if we'd get a draw out of Etihad, that would be a perfect result for us, given the current circumstances. Right. But again, it was a derby. So sometimes you got to throw all your football sense and everything to the bin when you play against derby, because it's all about the badge and the honor, right? So I know players would stand out, they would basically give some kind of a performance, always, astonishing and surprise us. And exactly that happened.
Wow. Bems, before the game started.
And again, I'm agree with both the film. Thing happens whenever always backing against the wall, then something, all the time players stepped up.
Right. Bems, before the game, I know you.
So yeah,
that's
one kind of prediction.
Right. Bems, I know the way you think. I know what you are predicting. You're thinking if these guys if they don't get a 3 or 2-0 thrashing, I won't be. It's nothing new. What was your anticipation before the game?
Well, you said it, man. I was expecting a 2-0 loss today. I was hoping for the draw because I just didn't see how we're able to win the game before the game, so I predicted the loss. But I was surprised. I mean, in a way, I'm not too surprised because, again, as we all know, Ole finds a way to pull a result when his back's against the wall, and when he needs that win, he always he does it every single time. But again, I think the fact that that tactics in the beginning of the game, which was the high press, because we pressed them high. The first 10 minutes was a superb start from United, and we got the first goal that changed the momentum of the game. And then, I mean, looking at the lineup, there's really not too much Ole could have changed anyways, because I mean, due to injuries with Pogba, of course, I expected Fred and McTominay to start. Defense, Bailly, obviously, we all want Bailly to play, but I think the tactics in that first that first 10 minutes, 15 minutes was really good, because that kind of caught City off guard. Yeah. And then that first goal just helped us. Yeah. So I'm stoked. I'm happy, man. But yeah, I'm sure the guys in the group are giving me a lot of stick, man. They clipped my prediction of the 2-0 loss, and but
Dr. J
I'll
and
take it on the
Ken,
chin.
he
I'll
has
take it on the chin.
predicted a 2-0 loss in the Houston Red Iron Forum, and they now pasted it
All right.
again. Like, here we go.
You're on the receiving.
Somebody predicted a 2-0 victory. They now showed that
Yeah.
one.
Well,
He predicted it in the reverse.
So
in the reverse.
yeah, so
In
Bems
reverse,
was
yeah.
actually Bems was on the receiving end today. So
Yes,
Yeah,
he was.
yeah,
They
yeah.
finished him off in the like.
Oh yeah.
See. So now that the game has now started, what do you think surprised City? Kay?
I just think they mentally didn't turn up for the game properly. They thought, oh, this team are struggling mentally. I think they went through the motions, and then when we pressed them, it was a shock to the point where they couldn't react. We got the crucial penalty in 34 seconds, and we all know when United get a penalty or score or we get a goal early, they're tough to break. So I think they just didn't know how to adapt. And then after about 15 minutes, the pendulum swung. They started control, got their mojo back, but they just they. I think that first part of the game killed it for them. It just killed the momentum, and it set us up. And I think it's like we had something to fight for. And when we have something to fight for, we normally do well. It's when we're chasing that we struggle. So.
Right, Sammy, what do you think surprised City for United's early start?
well, the first thing is we in so many games we always started well. So this game was not different, to be honest with you. We always started well in the first 5-10 minutes. We dominated. The difference was this game is like we got the penalty. It was lucky we got the penalty in the first 1 minute. We scored 1 goal, and I know after 50 minutes, City called the pulled back. They started controlling the mid. But I'm not going to cherry pick any, but overall actually put on the defense. When City was pressed, especially Scott and McTominay, but every time you could see some kind of a determination, some kind of grit in the player's mind, okay? Even with the defense also. I was literally surprised with the way Lindelof played. I know he made some mistakes with the aerial balls, which he always does, but somehow I feel like Lindelof and Maguire, they're rock solid. And I don't know about, the De Gea, I know De Gea kind of absence. Henderson filled the gap, leading job. So overall, it was just a team game. So which proved that if we play as a team, we can actually stand up against any opponent in the world.
Right. Okay. Dr. J, what surprised City with United's rush?
So I think that's what.
Yeah, I think our initial, that is from the very beginning, the boys were fired up for the game. And the high press, we put them on the counter.
Can someone please mute the phone, please?
Somebody should turn off their mic. Okay, so I mean, we caught them off guard. I think they underrated us actually. They underrated us a bit. Yes, I do. Not Pep, but the players themselves.
Right.
Because Pep has enough experience to know that this is a derby, and in a derby it's anybody's game. And plus, he's never won against Ole. So the high press, if you look at the stats, like I said, I think they had 66% to our 34. And
yes, that's correct.
United lost the counter attack. They love to soak up the pressure and catch you on the counter. So that's our strength, and they played into our hands, Right. So it surprised them, It was a professional display by the boys. I was very impressed. Even Fred was making right passes. He was not misplacing his passes. McTominay was quite okay. We know McTominay will make many fouls, but overall the team was very good, I have to say.
Right.
Yep.
Vimal, representing UK. Welcome to the channel. Is Vimal there? Okay, he can't hear me. All right.
Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you, Vimal.
All right, hold on. I just had to reinstall my microphone.
That's all right. How are you? Long time.
Yeah, long time. I wasn't planning to join, but
Vimal is representing UK. You know Kay, you know Dr. J, you know Sammy from Houston, and you know Bems from Houston as well.
Yeah.
So we're just talking about the high press. What do you think surprised City?
Well, yeah, I mean, there was a bit of a high press, but what I observed when I was watching the game was that we were letting them have the ball in their third and partially in the middle third. We were just standing off a little bit, but when we did have a chance to press, we would press. Because I noticed what City does is that they like to wear you down. They want to keep the ball and they want to tie you down. They want you to press and they'll just keep passing around you and make you look foolish. We had a little bit of a different strategy that we would only press when we had a realistic chance of getting the ball. I didn't notice a hard press all the time, but when they got into our third, the final third, then we would do everything we could to get the ball off them.
Right.
And I noticed that for the first 10, 15 minutes. And it worked effectively. We weren't allowing them to get their rhythm. And we were frustrating them. And obviously, Martial, you know, he had that injection of energy in the beginning to win us that penalty.
Right.
But the first 10 minutes were brilliant. Right. Then the City got into the game, and then in the second half, we kind of reestablished that same methodology that we applied in 10 minutes, where we just broke up the rhythm, pressed when we really thought it was going to be successful. Right. And I think that's what happened. I'm not sure what Oli told the guys, but that's what I saw.
Bems, what surprised City from United's high press? Do you think they underestimated United?
Yeah, I think the surprise was the high press in the first 10 minutes of the game. And I think the high press was a uniform press. It wasn't just our forwards pressing, it was our midfield players pressing too as well. And so that stung them a little bit. I don't think City was expecting that. I think Pep was expecting us to just sit back the whole game and just hit them on the break. So that changed the momentum of the game. And obviously we got the penalty and we scored the goal. I'll say throughout the game, I think it was a bit of press and sit back. It was back and forth. And I do agree with the fact that in certain areas of the pitch, we let them have the ball. So the big thing for me was that first 15 minutes, that press was a uniform press. And that really was really good from us. But then, that's the game changer for me was that high press in the beginning of the game.
But when United got that penalty, I was impressed, but also concerned. Like those early penalties puts a lot of pressure on Bruno. I was hoping he didn't miss. You know, you never know in football. So when he scored, the thought was, okay, so early in the game, I don't want to get too excited. Then Luke Shaw gets a chance to make it 2, so close. And at that point, Dr. J, when you saw United playing so well after the penalty, were you thinking it's too early to be excited or City are going to come back?
I was hoping we hold on at least up to the end of the first half. And we actually nearly got a second goal, I've said, through Shaw. So we were in the game. We were up for the game. The boys were, the tactics was spot on. And I felt if we could get a first half result, right, then look, we could get a result at the end of the game.
Right. Sammy.
Yeah, to be honest with you, when the first goal from penalty, if you remember the Spurs game, the first season, in the first league, we also scored from a penalty, and then after that we got humiliated by them. So I was a little skeptical when just a second minute, we're gonna get a clean sheet. To be honest with you, okay. So I was keep telling you, right, we gotta score more goals. We gotta make sure we score more goals than City.
We're losing you.
So we can win the game because they will definitely score because our defense is vulnerable. But hello?
Right. Yeah, we're losing you, Sammy.
Hello?
Yeah, we're losing you.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you, hello? But you're freezing. So,
okay, so
yeah, finish and try reconnect.
Yeah, so
all right.
What I was saying that, what I was saying that, maybe obviously we are a little skeptical that we have to hold on to the lead because as soon as Kevin De Bruyne or Mahrez or Gundogan, get control of the midfield, it will be very difficult for us to soak up the pressure and hit them on counter attack. But we did it really good. That's why I'm proud of our defense because they hold on to the lead. Especially Luke Shaw was phenomenal, Somehow Maguire did a better job in aerial balls than the previous games. Milanov, he basically outperformed his previous performance. So overall, obviously that was a surprising thing for me also, that defense hold on to the lead, and eventually we got one more goal in second half and we became victorious. So that's kind of, I would say, a very crucial momentum shifter for the whole game, that we literally hold on to the lead till the end.
Right. Thanks. Kay, after the penalty, what was going through your mind? Were you thinking, okay, can we hang on, or City gonna come back and still? Were you still unsure?
Yeah, very unsure. I was just thinking about the Tottenham game where we got the penalty
The Tottenham game.
and I was just like, oh, we've took the lead. Like Dr. Joe saying, can we hang on till half time and not concede? Because I thought they're gonna score. I was thinking they're gonna score, and yeah, when we got to half time, I was like, you know what? They'll probably score, but we've got a chance. But yeah, it was, like they were saying, the press, there's picking when to press, when not to press, and we were pressing as a team. Where sometimes you get Bruno pressing on his own, or just Rashford. It was collective. It looked like they worked on the press. It looked like we actually did some on the training ground, which was good to see. And like the others were saying, McTominay and Fred and Martial today, his hold-up play, getting out tight corners.
Very impressive, I was.
He gave us a lot of respite, where normally the ball just goes and it comes straight back. He was getting those little fouls, little turns. Well, yeah, for someone that's been at confidence, like low in confidence for a while, today looked like he was up for it. So yeah, it was good.
Vimal, at 1-0, Vimal, what were you thinking? Is it was it too early to get comfortable, or you're like, okay, can we just hang into half time?
At 1-0.
Yeah.
What, as soon as we won you mean for the first half, for the entire first half?
Yeah, the entire first half.
I really thought that City were going to get back into their rhythm and score. I really thought that, because that's what they do. They are relentless. But and they did get control for the rest of that first half after the first 10 minutes. So I was a bit worried, and they were getting really, really close to our goal, having lots of chances. So I'm glad we held out, because then we regrouped at halftime, and then we gave them a bit more of that that style of play.
Right.
So I'm glad we held out.
Right.
We had to.
Bems, at 1-0. 1-0, what was going through your mind when we're at 1-0? What are we thinking? Is it too early to celebrate? Because we were sitting close, like, okay, here we go.
Yeah, it was way too early to think we were gonna win that game at 1-0 in the first few minutes of the game. Knowing City, the way they play, when they get into the rhythm, you expect them to score. But we defended pretty well. But again, I was still not confident, even to start the second half. To be honest, I mean, if Shaw scored that second goal just right after that first chance in the first 10, 15 minutes, if Shaw scored that second goal, I would have been more confident. But yeah, the longer the game went on in that first half, I was like, okay, just hold on to this 1-0 lead till halftime. If we can hold on to that, then at least we got a chance. But I wasn't really comfortable or confident that we were going to take away that win until even after Shaw scored the second goal in the beginning of the second half. It was when Martial had that chance, but he missed. I was like, okay, this team looks like it looks like we might get away with this win here. But yeah, it was shaky because we know City. I mean, they did create chances.
Yes, they did.
Defensively, they did create chances. Defensively, we're good, but there was a couple of those crosses that came in the box that Lindelof looked shaky.
Right?
And I'm like, man, if any of those chances go in, we're talking about a totally different game. So yeah, we played well, but defensively we're a little shaky with Lindelof a little bit. But yeah,
I think I'll discuss a moment. There was one cross that Luke Shaw left the guy down the right. I don't know who that guy was.
Yeah.
And I think was
it's Mahrez. It was
Mahrez. Dr. J, when you saw that Luke Shaw left Mahrez, what went through your mind at that point? Like, oh, this must be it. Equalizer.
Is that the one where he dropped his knees? I think that's the one where he dropped his knees.
I was like, whatever you do, don't let him come to his left foot. Make sure you try to show him down the line, because if he comes on his left foot, you are in trouble. my heart was pounding, to be honest with you. I was like, no, that's it. This has to be it. But I was hoping Dean Henderson would save the ball, would save the shot too if it came in.
Right.
So yeah, it was a bit nervy in bits.
Right. Okay.
To be fair, Shaw had a good game. Like there wasn't many times Mahrez did it. There was one where Mahrez dummied it and Shaw dropped to his knees.
Yes.
And I was like, oh. But generally, Shaw had a good game. But yeah, there was chances. The one that Sterling missed, where he crossed it and he went with his wrong foot and he missed the ball. I was thinking, ooh. So they like.
I think sorry to interrupt you. I think Lindelof put him up there.
Yeah.
Remember the ball?
Yeah. But it was just, like they were saying, the defense was good, but City, it just didn't drop for them today. It just didn't drop for them today. And we chose when to start high up the pitch, and sometimes we dropped. So it wasn't like we just stayed up for the whole game or we stayed deep. We were doing it in phases. So it looked like we actually we trained on it. So it was good to see that, definitely.
Vimal, how good were United defending today? I know it was all over the place, but what can you say?
Yeah, I mean, with Maguire and Lindelof, you do get worried, don't you, about them?
Yep.
You know, it's like Laurel and Hardy comedy.
Right.
You know. I mean, there was a couple of occasions when Lindelof just fell to his ground, just fell over.
Yeah.
Did you see that? So it's always one of those two falling down for whatever reason. But don't know. I don't know. They maybe Henderson was, nattering in their ear and giving them some direction, which De Gea doesn't really do.
Right.
Hendo's quite a cocksure
More
type
vocal.
of goalkeeper, very vocal. He's like Joe Hart, a little bit cocky, and maybe he is, giving him that reassurance and telling Lindelof, come over here, go left, Harry, go here. And maybe they need to hear that because they don't have full confidence in themselves to,
I can see.
to justify their price tag. So maybe Hendo had a bit of influence there. But with Hendo he gives me reassurance. I'm sure he gives the team reassurance as well. Wow. So I think he helped the defense.
Mm-hmm. Sammy, how good was United defending today, or how frantic was it?
It's more of like a comparative study. You're gonna actually match their current, today's performance with the previous. So comparatively, they did well, better. I know when you have Lindelof, Maguire at the back, there'll be chances opponent will definitely get two goals. They will kill. I mean, unfortunately, maybe City was a little unlucky that one shot hit the bar post. Woodward.
Yeah, I remember that hit the post.
Sterling was not in a position to tell. Yeah. Okay. One hit the post. Sterling was the look. Yes, a couple of chances that kind of went in our favor. That doesn't mean that our defense was defense was rock solid, but it's not like a 100% accurate performance. There are some flaws. Lindelof still is, he's poor against aerial balls. He totally missed just a couple of them. Okay,
yeah, so he sank to his knees before the ball even got to the box.
Exactly. So it's not like, so the silver lining is we just got the clean sheet against the City, but that doesn't mean that rely on Lindelof, Maguire for the rest of the season. We need Eric Bailly, and I think I kind of agree with Vimal on that inclusion of Henderson. Somehow he's kind of making that communication right. Lindelof, Maguire kind of backing them up from the behind. Like, hey, you gotta go get into that position because that ball is coming here. So kind of like pushing them and bringing that confidence back. Maybe De Gea somehow he doing that because I still believe De Gea's performance is downhill after that 2018 Soccer World Cup, to be honest with you. So I guess somehow Henderson will be our future. Okay, we don't know. Okay, but again, overall, based on the clean sheet and everything we did today, since it's a team game, I'm gonna give them a good, ratings. Overall, I think our defense did a better job. They got clean sheet, and I don't want to take credit. I definitely want to give them credit when it's due. So Lindelof, Maguire, they kind of outperformed. They kind of proved the critics wrong, at least for today. Even if they made some mistakes, still that didn't bite us. Okay, so that's all I can say.
Bems, how good were United defense, or how shaky were they today?
Okay, defensively we were good, but there were shaky moments, and those shaky moments were the moments where City had those crosses into the box, Lindelof looked shaky. There's there's like 3 chances if I remember correctly that could have easily been a City goal. I mean, all it needed was just a tap, from the forward or whoever was there, and it's a goal. So I think City were not clinical today. Definitely, they weren't clinical, so that went into our advantage. Defensively, we were better than previous games for sure. I'm still scared about that Lindelof and Maguire partnership, as Ferdinand will say. Those 2 guys give him nightmares. They give me nightmares too, all day, every day. I don't. You always expect that there's going to be a mistake coming at some point when both of them play. So it was a good defensive performance from the team.
Right.
Yeah, but there were some shaky moments that could have easily changed the game. And if City scored those chances, been a whole totally different game. So it just worked out in our favor.
Right. Dr. J, who stands out for you today? Or name me 2 players who stood out, who played beyond their normal capacity today.
Well, I'll tell you what, Luke Shaw has been very good the last 1 month. He's been our best player by miles. Even against Crystal Palace, he seemed to be the only one who was, up for the game. So I'll say Luke Shaw, and of course Bruno as usual. He turns up, doesn't he? So those 2 players, I think.
Okay. Kay, who are your 2 standouts?
For me, I've got to say Martial. The job he did for the team, like holding that ball up, giving us a breather when we were pressing. He's definitely. I said he was man of the match for me. The other ones I was impressed with, I'd say Wan-Bissaka, Shaw, and Dan James. I thought Dan James gave us that outlet. He kept Zinchenko back. He stayed in his position, and I know he's not blessed with a lot of talent, but he's what we needed. Someone that'll stay wide, run at them, and Wan-Bissaka and Shaw, them 2 together, they were. I think Wan-Bissaka made 1 bad tackle all game. But apart from that, Sterling didn't want to know. Sterling was like trying everything, and he's like,
he's always
it's gonna be a long day.
Right. Vimal.
Yeah.
For me, are we still here?
Vimal.
Sorry, yeah. For me, Wan-Bissaka was brilliant. Down that right-hand side, I don't think anyone could get past him. As you say, Sterling gave up, and there was another guy, I think it was Zinchenko, that as soon as they saw Wan-Bissaka standing up against them, they thought twice about trying to go past him, because this guy, 1-on-1, he is the best. He's not great going forward, but he's brilliant defending. And the other guy for me is the goalkeeper. As I said earlier, I think he was keeping that defense together. I think he was coordinating. He does seem like a very confident character, far more confident than
De Gea.
De Gea. And also the thing is, his positioning was brilliant, because the guy was always in the right place in the box. Coming out of the 12-yard box, on the edge of the 12-yard box, his positioning was brilliant. He wasn't afraid to come out to the ball. De Gea would always stay on his line. He's just a little bit timid, but as Hendo was saying, this 12-yard box, this is mine. Any ball that comes in here is going to go and get it. He had that commanding performance. So for me, he was a standout player.
Right. Bams.
Okay. My standout players was Shaw, best player on the field today, man of the match for me. And my second player was Martial. Martial was the glue in attack, man. He is his work rate is hold up play. I mean, Martial had a really, really good game. The only thing that he didn't do right was just put the ball in the back of the net. If he scored that goal, I would have probably given the man the match. But it was Martial and Luke Shaw for me today, man. Martial was superb for a player that's been down in confidence, not in good form for a while.
Played well. Surprising.
Man, he turned up today, man. He turned up. He was on point. So, 2 players is Shaw and Martial for me today.
Sammy.
Well, not most of the time I actually agree with my friend Bims, but I'll definitely agree with him today. because I think Luke Shaw
we're
and
losing you again.
Marshall are for him because of both more instrumental to get 2 goals. Both of them were actually instrumental to get 2 goals. First of all, the Marshall, he got us the penalty, but that was pretty good because I mean, he actually has the knack of getting us penalty. Okay, so maybe it's because of skills, the way he
Half the
works,
time,
and
yeah, half of the
that's
Bruno
really worked today.
penalties
Because
are
if you
by
don't get the
Marshall being
penalty,
fouled.
yeah, exactly. If you don't get the penalty in first time, like, it'll be difficult. I guess, I don't know what will be the course. It's really worked to get a penalty in first 1 minute. I'm not picking my man Bruno because he literally had an off day. I don't think so. He was better in the first. But again, we're gonna give 2 players. Obviously, Marshall, he got us the penalty. The second one, Luke Shaw. I mean, he's literally like ran through the middle, and he had a really good one-to-one touch with Rashford. That and then his left foot shot, sealed the deal for us. So Luke Shaw and Marshall, they're both of them are actually my man of the match, to be honest with you.
Right, Dr. J, let me start with you. What was your take of the midfield today? What do you think the midfield did well with moving the ball from the back to the front, or they were? What was your take on the United's midfield today?
Well, they did okay, to be honest. And as I said at the beginning, Fred surprisingly made, there were less missed passes by him. Normally in a game, I mean, you're always afraid when he's going to pass the ball. And McTominay did not commit as much fouls as he would.
Yeah.
So I say they did okay. They did okay. I think what happened, we played a 4-2-3-1 formation. So our left and right backs were like wing backs because they were moving forward as well to join the attack. Yeah, and with Daniel James playing high up, the connection between the midfield was like 4 players in the middle when we were attacking. So it worked out very well.
Right. Vimal and our little princess.
Yeah, future Man United fan.
Hey,
she actually watches football with me. Do you know that?
That's good.
Oh,
Start them
yeah, she
early.
does.
Start them
Yeah,
early.
she start them early.
Start them early.
What
did you think of the
cheering when he
United?
scored goal?
Hey, she was going ga 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 ga.
What did you think of the United midfield today in reference to moving the ball from the middle to the attack? Did you think they could have done better? I mean, I know we don't have the best, Pogba. What was your take on the midfield today?
That's a tough one, actually. I don't know. For me, it was Fred and McTominay really. It's just I think it was quite with Fred it's just about hacking and getting the ball back. With McTominay he'll make those runs, but unless Bruno's on form, there's no real creativity.
That's true.
I don't see. I don't know how it worked today. I don't know. That's a tough question. I don't know.
Exactly.
There was a quick transition from defense to attack. Tough one. I can't really answer that one. I wasn't that impressed.
Okay. The midfield. What was your take on the midfield performance? Were they good how good were they or how poor were they? What would you say the midfield were today?
They're a lot better than they've been for a while. Like that's one of the best games I've seen defensively for a while. And I think having Dan James there helped the shape of pushing, because normally when we have a Greenwood there or someone else there, their defensive duties, it's almost like, no, I just go forward. Whereas Dan James was trying to push them up, he was getting back. And Fred and McTominay, the passing was a lot better. Fred's a lot better than McTominay today. I think McTominay, yeah, he made a few straight passes, but it was a very good game. And yeah, they controlled it and they didn't just go chasing. They knew when to snap and move the ball on. And it looked like there was patterns of play that the formation was moving it. And it looked fluid. It looked like there was fluidity in the team for once.
Bams.
Okay, the midfield performance for me today was, I would call it fair. It was okay. I would say Fred is always tenacious. Fred is always going to win the ball for you, which he was doing. I would say Fred gave a lot of passes away. I noticed that quite a bit. There's a period of time where Fred lost the ball a few times and literally just gave City the ball, and then City was right on the attack. Out of both of them, I would say, even though Fred was sloppy in his passes, I would say Fred was still the better performer than McTominay. But again, that tells you is in the way the team play. Neither one of those players are creative, and we need at least one of them to be a bit creative. That's where we miss Pogba.
Right.
I mean, today it worked. I mean, they played better, definitely from previous games. But I would say if we pass the ball, if Fred didn't give the ball away so much, I think we could have had one or two more goals in that game. Just in my opinion, so I would give it a fair, okay performance. It wasn't great. It was okay.
It was okay. It worked for what it was needed for today.
Yes, yeah.
Sammy.
Yeah, so regarding midfield, I think we actually had a really little average first half, to be honest with you. Then we improved in the second half, especially in the first half. I know, Fred and McTominay, they moved around a lot. They actually put up a better performance than they did in the previous games. They won the ball quite a lot of time. They lost the ball also. But somehow that connection between Fred, McTominay, and Bruno was little off in the first half. A lot of times when we are literally going on in a counter attack, we're not pretty swift. The main reason was the passing was off. Bruno was not totally 100% fit, to be honest with you. I felt that in the first half. So, but then after that, as in the second half, I felt like they improved a little bit, some crucial passes. And again, we didn't score goals because there are a lot of other reasons involved there. But overall, I guess I feel the midfield had an average game. But at the end, they are pretty swift. They're actually trying to build a counter attack whenever they wanted, whenever they got the balls, and they showed that tenacity to win the ball back whenever they lost it. And it seems like somehow the performance were pretty much spirited. Even if we lacked quality from both Fred and McTominay, they are not very skillful players, but they pushed them. They always praised. They always praised, especially Kevin De Bruyne. They always praised Kevin De Bruyne and try to get ball back from them, and that's the reason we caught City off guard in the first time. So in the first 10 minutes, so that's literally helped. So overall, they did better than the previous game. So we should be happy.
Right. Well, United were able to beat City today. I mean, it doesn't make much impact, but it just hopefully. Do you guys think? I'll start with Dr. J. You think this will be a momentum to go on and be better? I mean, it gives them a moral boost. What do you think, Mr. Dr. J?
It should, but will it? That's the question. Because we've been down this road in the past many times. This road we have actually been down this road so many times now that I don't know what to expect again. To be honest, it should. I think, how many points is City ahead by now? Is it 11?
11. Yes, 11.
So basically, that's just 3 matches and a draw, 3 wins and a draw.
Well, there's only 10 games left.
10 games left.
So it should. There's only 10 games left. That's true, but it should give us a bit of confidence, to at least finish second. But will we be able to not
drop more points?
I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah.
Okay, Vimal, should this be United's catalyst to go forward, or what do you think? What should this game do for United, and will they do it?
It should be the catalyst, but as we've seen in the past, it's not. Now, I'm not sure why we have such a successful game, and then the next one we just become mediocre again. So I don't know why that's happening. Do the players lose belief? Is the manager not reinforcing that message? Is the hype not there in the team? Does their hunger just wane off? I don't know. But we've been down this road before. We've played exceptionally well, and then we've just been flat in the next game. The thing is, our next game is AC Milan.
Without West Ham on Sunday.
Yeah, without Zlatan, I mean that's a relief. I'm sure Lindelof is his prayers has been answered. But
Lindelof is having a party.
yeah. Yeah, we need to play excellent against them, but let's see. You know,
Right.
they've let us down before.
Like you and Dr. J just said, you just never know this team. K,
Yeah.
will United take this as a booster, or still just go there and start messing around? We got West Ham next Sunday, AC Milan on Thursday.
You know what? I think the real big thing was that gave them the kick up the bottom today was Leicester won yesterday and they overtook us. So for them, I think they were like, wow, we've been in second and first for a long time. Leicester have overtook us. And I think they knew Tottenham were always going to beat Palace. So I think they were looking around thinking, you know what? Like Ollie's like, the pressure's on. We can't just sit and play for a draw. So we went for it. And I think it's just the same old thing. When Ollie's under pressure, he turns up. But is this the start of the unbeaten run again? Or is it just going to be the one blip and then we just sink? But yeah, I think Chelsea are going to finish above us, to be honest.
How far are we ahead of Chelsea? 4 points?
I think it's 4 points and they've got a game in hand, if I remember rightly.
Huh? Oh, well, okay.
Let me check. But yeah, let me just double check.
I think it's 6 points. It's 6 points. We're 6 points ahead of them.
Well, they've got a game in hand, haven't they?
No, we're 7 points ahead of them
7.
right now.
Yeah,
Yep,
7 and they've got a game in
They have
hand.
one game in hand. They have one game in
Yeah,
hand.
but for me, I think the AC Milan game will be interesting. Like Rashford went off injured today. Hopefully, it's just precautionary. So I don't know. It all depends on the AC Milan game, and because West Ham, that's going to be a tough game.
It's going to be a tough
It's going to be a
game.
very tough game.
Ah,
I don't know. Does anyone know when Pogba's back? Yeah, I think we're going to. And you got to remember, West Ham set pieces, Soichet, Antony, they're bully teams. So set pieces and crosses.
Yeah, exactly.
It took us extra time to beat them in the FA Cup. So it won't be an easy game. Bems, should this be a booster?
Well, it should be. It should be, but it's not. It's not going to be a booster because I mean, we've been down this road so many times, as we've said already. I think we're still going to have some shit performances before the end of the season. It's the way United are right now. And I'm starting to think I think it's partly to do with the quality of the players we have. I think I mean, midfield wise, we need a better midfield. If Pogba comes back, that's going to be a big plus. And if we had a specialist CDM, a top specialist CDM, then it'll be a whole totally different United team, in my opinion. I'm still expecting to have one of those Sheffield performances again. I'm expecting to have the Crystal Palace performance that we just had again. It's gonna happen.
Wow.
We will still win games, but just knowing United, we're not consistent. The next Premier League game against West Ham is gonna be a tough game against West Ham because West Ham, they're a really good team. They're playing well. Thank God Lingard is not playing against us because he can't. But it should be a booster, but I don't think it's gonna be because it's we still have some poor performances to come.
Sammy.
Well, again, the thing is like that every time we win a game against
We're losing you.
top team, and it's like a DJ. We actually had a video. So the only problem right now we have is how we gonna keep. Obviously, it's a moral booster for us that we got that game done. You know, we got a win against City. That's definitely would be a moral booster. But how Ole is gonna instill that in players' mind that we gotta keep our winning momentum going? Because the main problem we have right now, the reason we are still at the second spot, because lack of consistency. It's not about, and obviously we need more players. We need a CDM. We need maybe a good center back. We can't rely on, like Pogba all the time. And you know what happened once Pogba got injured in the Everton game. Then after that, we started losing points, especially against the small team. When they sit back, we actually lack creativity. So we need creative midfielders, right? And we have to strengthen our bench. But again, that's still a by far because transfer window is over. We are not going to get anyone before summer. So at this moment, what I would think, if obviously I was Ole, then obviously I try to instill that mindset in your players' mind that we need to win consistently. It's not about like winning against City and the next game we just bottled and lose points against West Ham. We're going to keep continuing the winning momentum. Otherwise, it will be hard to hold on to the second spot, because we have just only like a couple of points, like narrow gap with Leicester, Chelsea. So at least we have to finish second. So I don't know. Maybe it will be a moral booster. Hopefully, it will leave the confidence high, especially for our defense, especially for Lindelof, I guess, because at least he got like a clean sheet for more than 400 minutes. I was checking the record, for last 414 minutes, we got a clean sheet. Okay, we didn't score goals. So hopefully that will be a moral booster for players like Lindelof, because he really needs that. Okay, because Ole is going to keep playing him. Ole is going to keep starting him without putting Bailly on the pitch. So I think that maybe a moral booster for a player like Lindelof, not for Shaw, because Shaw is already out for not for Bruno, because they're going to do their job. But the other players, players who are not performing well, hopefully they would draw something out of this game and think about the badge and the honor and try to play in the same spirit in every game. No matter we are playing against Crystal Palace or West Ham or Sheffield or Fulham, try to give credit to each individual, each opponent, and play in the same passion the way we play against City today. And that's all.
Right. Vimal, I'm going to start with you. AC Milan on Thursday, West Ham on Sunday. Predictions, please.
Is AC Milan home or away?
Home game.
Yeah.
Without Zlatan, I haven't been watching them actually this season. I would reckon we'll probably get a draw. I think it's going to be a draw, either 0-0 or 1-1. West Ham, is that home or away?
Home. Both home.
Home. Both home. The way it's been going this season, I think it's going to be another draw. I wish I could say win-win, but I'm just feeling draw.
Oh, thanks. Kay, AC Milan and West Ham, please.
So, like Vimal was saying, I haven't watched a lot of AC Milan. I've watched Inter and Overs, but I just looked at the table now. They're second in the league, 3 points behind
Inter
Milan.
Inter Milan.
Game in hand, but yeah, I don't know. They've only lost 4 this season. It's going to be tough. I think if we get, are we playing them away first?
Home.
Oh yeah, for me, when we're at home, we seem to struggle. So
I noticed.
I think we'll get a draw. West Ham, I think we'll be lucky to get a draw against West Ham. So I can't see us getting more than 2 draws, especially after this game. They'll be on a high and I can see them just dipping back.
Wow.
To the way they were.
That's messed up. Dr. J, AC Milan, West Ham. What can you see there?
It's the Europa League, isn't it?
Yes.
Our form used to change. Our form happens to change in the Europa League, kind of at home. So I'm going to predict a win for us.
Okay.
Yeah, a win for us against AC Milan, and a draw or win against West Ham.
Wow. Bems, AC Milan and West Ham.
Against AC Milan, I will predict probably a 2-1 win to United. But against West Ham, I'm gonna predict a draw, 1-1. Yeah, I don't see us getting 2 wins against AC Milan and West Ham. West Ham probably a draw. AC Milan will be a draw or a win.
Well, Sammy.
I think for the AC Milan game, since it's Europa, hopefully there will be a different mindset, and we'll definitely try to get more goals, as many as we can in the first leg. I know we are not a good team at home ground. We are basically a good team on the road, but still I'm optimistic at least we get a 2-1 win against Milan. So that will definitely give us
I'm losing you.
There's a really interesting question I wanted to ask everyone actually.
I feel like it's gonna be a draw game against West Ham, to be honest with you, because again, against all the stuff we already down the road, every time we had a miraculous performance against big opponent, the next game literally bottle. So I'm being a little optimistic, cautious this time. So I'm gonna literally go for a draw, 1-1 or 2-2, whatever it is. But if we get 3 points, then I'll be very happy. Then I would literally start believing that okay, so our team got their confidence back if they win against both West Ham and AC Milan.
All right. Vimal, you were saying something.
Yeah, it's just quite fascinating because everyone mentions it that we're pretty good away, but we're not very good at home.
Right.
Why do you reckon that is? Does anyone have a theory?
It's funny. I mean, even without any home fans, so I'm trying to understand what pressure is there because there's no one there. It's an empty stadium. So
maybe that's the reason. Maybe that's the reason.
That's the problem because there's no pressure.
Because of the fans. Because of the fans.
The fans motivate them normally at home. Whereas when there's no fans, it's a psychological block home or something.
Wow.
Yeah. I think.
And Ole mentioned that quite a lot of.
Yeah, that he misses the fans.
Yeah, I think it has to do with the fans away. I think away there are no fans, so yeah, we just play is in freely, and we're more confident for some reason. I don't know why, but at home, it's just a different ball games. Like I think mentally at home we just not at it or whatever. But away, I think the lack of fans being in the grounds is really helping us. That's my opinion.
What about?
I think one thing we can check. What about the other teams? Are they struggling like us? They're winning on the road.
Other teams, no one has stadium.
But the statistics.
Yeah.
Again, look at the size of our stadium.
Yeah, exactly. There you go. Okay. Yeah, just look at the size of our stadium. Yeah, that's it.
That should be daunting for others, not for us.
Yeah.
We should be playing better. What about the momentum and the energy of jumping on the team bus and traveling to a game and being with your comrades and being with your team? Maybe there's some kind of psyche or some energy building up in the traveling.
I also think too because away we have this away record, right? So I think mentally the players are like they want to keep that record going. So it just keeps going. It keeps going.
You know another thing as well.
Bruno never lose any.
Ben, finish. Ben, finish.
The fans put the pressure on the referee, and that's not there anymore.
Yeah. So I think number one, our away form is because fans aren't in the grounds, and we have we haven't lost a game away. So the players are like just carrying that on. So I mean that's what I think. But when you come home, I mean for some reason I think. Yeah, okay, they're playing at home. Yeah, well, we could play relaxed. We don't have to be really at it. I mean, we're at home. It's gonna happen. But it really doesn't make sense why at home we can't carry that same mentality when we win games away. It just doesn't. But all I could speak for is away form is because there are no fans in the ground. That's what I think.
But there are no fans anywhere.
Yeah,
I think there's more to it. I think there's more to it.
I think there's more to it. Look at it this way. Lost at home to Palace, lost at home to Arsenal, lost at home to Spurs, lost at home to Sheffield United and Crystal Palace.
And I think maybe when we play at home, I think Ole's tactics maybe, especially against the big teams.
PSG and
when we play at home,
PSG.
Yeah, especially against the big teams when we're at home, he plays that sit back counterattack thing at home a lot more. I don't know, but then when we go away, it's man, I can't pinpoint it and tell you exactly, but the only thing that I'm sticking up to, yeah. Okay, go ahead.
More psychological. When we're at home, it's like being in your house. It's a familiar surrounding. You know where everything is. When you go to a new person's house, it's like, oh wow, it's more stimulating because you only go there once a season. Whereas when you're at home,
probably so. Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
the energy is different.
That could be too.
The energy is different when they're traveling.
It's a totally different. It's a totally different energy game. And again, too, Bruno hasn't lost an away game for some. I guess for some reason that's really helping. I can't tell, man. I don't know exactly, but it blows my mind. It blows my mind that away we just
I think
having this record.
I think at home, because the stadium is empty, there's no pressure from the fans. If the fans are at home, they will. If the boys are not playing well, they will come at them. They will. Some fans will get at them. So
Right.
that kind of ginger some of the boys up. Whereas, as Vimal said, when you go away, there's this camaraderie with your players. You know, there's this spirit to say, listen, guys, we have to perform. We're going away from home. Whereas the pressure is not there at home. There has to be a little bit of pressure.
Right.
Yeah, I think sometimes I feel like at home you become overconfident, especially when they become relaxed. Okay, it's like home ground, maybe we're gonna win. There's no pressure on us. So fans are kind of like a motivator. The fans become the main critics when you play at your home ground, right? If you make a miss pass or if you like foul or you score a goal, they're gonna beat the shit out of you guys. You know, like so that's kind of mentality was missing because they are not getting that pressure from anyone right now. But hopefully fans will be back soon. Hopefully we don't have to have this discussion in next few months.
With 10 games
then
to
we'll
go.
see our logic is correct or not.
With 10 games to go, which is an exactly 30 points. How many, just roughly, out of the 30 points available, it doesn't matter who we still got to play. Where do you see, how many points do you see United get out of those 30? Let me start with Vimal.
Can you come to me second? I just want to look at the table.
All right, Dr. J, 30 points left for United available.
Yeah.
What can United get for that 30?
We have 54 at the moment, right?
Yes.
City has
65.
So how many points will we get from the 30?
Yeah.
Yeah. I say we'll win most of the away games. The home games, I don't know. 50-50. So I'll go with we'll win most of the away games. With the home games, it's going to be a 50-50 win. Because that's been the pattern, except something changes. So I can't give you a specific number, but I'm hoping if we can get up to 24 points, that would be great.
24 out of 30. Okay. Okay. Out of 30 points left, how many do you think United are going to pull out that 30 points?
30, I think the maximum we'll get is 20.
Damn.
20. So we'll finish on around 70. 74. I can't see us getting more than 20 points.
Okay.
Looking at our running as well, we've got Liverpool to play.
Spurs.
I think we've got Aston Villa, Spurs, West Ham. I think we've got Leeds to play again.
Yes. It's some really dodgy fixtures.
We've got Leicester as well. Brighton.
Yeah.
Burnley.
Oh, God.
And Wolves. Last game of the season, Wolves and Fulham.
So you say no more than 20 out of 30.
20 at the tops, yeah.
Bems, 30 points available. United, how many do you think we get out of the 30?
I totally agree with Kay. I don't see us getting more than 20 points out of the next 30. I don't see it. We have games coming up that I say we're gonna win, like the Leeds game, Burnley, and I forgot who else are we playing again? Brighton,
Fulham.
Brighton, Fulham. I think those games will get the wins,
Fulham.
but I think the rest of the games will be probably draws and a couple, maybe 1 or 2 losses. I'm just being honest.
Please.
I don't see. There is no way. There's no way we're getting 30 points out of the last 10 games of the season. It's not going to happen. So I think
United are not that kind of team.
No, we're not that type of team. We're not there yet. We're not considering enough. We're definitely not considering enough. I think when the season's done, I think 20 tops we're gonna get. I think when the season's done, I predict we'll probably be at around maybe 72 points roughly. So I say probably about 18 points, but 20 tops.
Wow. Vimal, you've seen the table, you've seen the tabloids, you've seen the internet pull-ups.
Yeah. So looking at the fixture list, we've got West Ham, Brighton, Spurs, Burnley, Leeds, Liverpool at home, Villa, City, and Fulham. So I reckon Brighton will get the 3 points. West Ham, that's probably 1. Tottenham, well, we're going to be seeking revenge there, aren't we? Because they thrashed us last time.
Hopefully.
And that's an away game. But I think Mourinho's is a smart cookie, so I don't think we'll get a win there. Burnley, we should be able to beat. Leeds, I think we can beat. Liverpool. I mean, everyone's thrashing them now, right? Can
At
we?
Anfield, though, at Anfield.
Yeah,
they were there for the
exactly.
taking.
They are.
Yeah.
Yeah. But can we beat
I
them?
just-
I mean,
Team, don't forget
Yeah,
we're
I
better
think
away.
Ole is going to set us up to just counterattack.
They'll
against
turn
Liverpool
up.
for
I
some
think
reason.
they'll turn up for against Man
Yeah,
United.
exactly.
yeah.
I
Yeah.
agree. I think Liverpool will turn up in that game
Yeah.
too. Yeah.
Yeah. Then we've got Villa. I think we can take them 3 points. Then we've got Leicester and Fulham. Fulham are going to really be fighting for it. You know, they've got a bit
Oh,
of
yeah.
momentum, and
Exactly,
they're straddling at the bottom of the table. So I think that's going to be a tough game. And City are going to be desperate to get in that top 4. So I reckon 15, 18 points we can get.
What? It's even under 20.
Yeah.
You, yourself, Kate, Bams, Dr. J is on the borderline. Sammy, 30
Well,
points.
I don't think so. I'm not in a position to say more than 20, 21 points at this moment, because
21
I'm predicting
tops.
I'm predicting we're gonna win max. If we play a really phenomenal, we're gonna win 6 games out of 10, and then maybe we'll make like 3 draws and 1 loss. Okay, so that'll basically take us to 21 points. So that's like a very good. That's like I would say a benchmark. I'm setting at a high level benchmark. And the low we could get, if we maybe win 5 games and lost 2, and maybe get like 3 draws. So in that case, we'll stand in 18. So so I'm gonna just put it in like 18 to 21. So we're gonna actually not getting more than 21 points from 10 games, and that will take us to where 75, I guess. Yeah, I think 75 would be our final points. Yeah.
The last question for everyone. Kate, a trophy this season, Europa League, FA Cup, 1 trophy? Yes, no?
I can't see us winning a trophy.
Oh,
I
wow.
can't see it.
Wow.
Like the Europa League, I think we've got no chance. Like,
No chance.
yeah, I think we've got no chance.
Ouch.
The FA Cup, who's still in it? City.
Leicester. Everton. No, I think Everton.
Everton, isn't it?
Yeah.
We beat Everton. I can't see it.
We're playing a Leicester in FA Cup, right? Yeah.
That's going to be soon, I think.
That's
It's the next Sunday.
Yeah.
2 weeks.
God.
Yeah, next year. Following, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't see it. See it.
No trophy.
No.
All right, Vimal, trophy league, Europa League, FA Cup.
Well, I mean, Solskjaer has a little bit of form, doesn't he? He gets to the semi-finals and he bottles it. So as much as I want us to win a trophy, and as much as it would do him good,
Yes.
and the players' morale.
Yes. Collectively,
Collectively, yeah. And we got so close, and we just
4 semis.
blew it, yeah. So I don't know, unless he can inspire the squad to go and really go for the trophy, really go for the win, give it their all. These guys need to play 100%. When they get to those latter stages, which I haven't seen yet. If he can convince them to do that, then I think we can get a trophy. But it really depends on what's going to happen in the next 7-8 weeks. I don't know. It's a tricky one.
Right. Dr. J, trophy? No trophy.
Well, if we get it, we'll take it. But I don't see us getting it.
Wow.
Because, as Vimal rightly said, 4 semifinals last year, we lost all of them nearly in the same pattern towards the end of the game. Only decides to make a change when he does not need to. When he does not need to, it happens again and again and again. So I don't see us getting a trophy this year. But if we come top 4, that's good enough for me. That's what I predicted anyway. Right. So I'll be surprised if we got a trophy this year.
Sammy, trophy? Yes, no.
Well, I still think maybe we still have a shot at a trophy if Ole could do a better job to, again, to inspire players, or at least our defenders up when he lost, because our defense at the end they blew up. Okay, especially some of the aerial ball, the goals we scored against Sevilla, that was like awful. So again, it all depends on how our defense will shape up, like in those crucial games, especially in the games like quarterfinal, semi-final. I
Right.
still believe we still can win FA Cup, maybe, or knock on wood. Hopefully, I won't be surprised if we win. But still, it's a daunting task. It's a huge task for the team to win the trophy, and Ole knows that, because if he really doesn't want to come out of the mediocre manager tagline, he has to win a trophy. Okay, so that is something he needs to inspire, tell his players. If he thinks he's players manager, if the players stepped up whenever his jobs are on the line, then this is the thing he needs to tell them. Like, guys, you need to win a trophy for me. That's, and if he really wants Ole to be in the job, then his players also need to win a trophy for him, because only top four finish is not gonna last, because again, we're United. We need to win trophy. We need to win some silverware. Okay, just
Right.
having top four finish in a consecutive season, that's not gonna be a lot of pedigree add to his coaching career. So, but I still believe we still can win the trophy, and maybe it's because Ole knows that, and hopefully he'll be able to inspire players, and they will play like the way they played against City today.
Okay. Bams, last comment. Trophy, no trophy.
I don't see a trophy this season. I don't see it. I mean, we do have a chance, but I don't think we're gonna get a trophy. Because we've been to 4 semis and we bottled every single one of them. We haven't made it to a final yet. We need to make it to a final first.
Right.
Make it to a final, then it'll be a different conversation. But let's get to a final first, and if we can get to a final, then. But I just don't see us winning a trophy, because we have so many games coming up. We have Europa League, we have FA Cup, we have the league games to play. I mean, it's
Thursday, Sunday,
it's
Thursday, Sunday, Thursday,
yeah,
Sunday.
it's the man. It's and the thing is, we don't really have like a deep squad, really.
That's true.
I mean, we've been having a lot of injuries lately, so Ole's gonna keep relying on Rashford, Bruno. He's gonna keep relying on. I mean, is Fred, McTominay. He's gonna keep relying on those guys for sure. So, and I mean, with that, it's not happening, man. If Fred and McTominay keep playing all these games, I don't see us winning a trophy.
Wow.
We're definitely gonna need Pogba coming back and probably playing fit for the rest of the season,
Right.
and Cavani coming back to playing too as well.
Right.
Yeah, I just don't see it. I just don't see it. I think tops this season is gonna be top 4, but in my opinion, a successful season will be a trophy in top 4.
Right.
Anything less than
that
that
would be good. That would be
it's
good.
not an improvement. It's not an improvement just to get top 4, because we got top 4 last season. Yeah,
But we finished third, and you're not finished second.
Yeah,
Again,
exactly.
when-
But if you look at it though, if United finish second, that is an improvement from last season.
Yes.
But again, if you look at it 3 years ago, we were under Mourinho. We finished second, 20 points behind City. This
I think it was more
season,
than 20, bro. I think it was about 20 plus.
yeah,
It was
2020
20
plus.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, 2020 plus. This season, it looks like it might not be that 20 points, but I'm still expecting it to be probably around 16 points ahead. There's no big difference. I mean, we closed the gap a little bit from 3 years ago, but again, where is the improvement? Where is the improvement? A lot of it is not on it's not on Ole. It's really the board. They're not really giving to the players that he wants. So it's not all on Ole, but I just don't see us winning the trophy, man.
No
this
trophy.
season is not. Yeah.
Right, gentlemen, on this historical day, I will say we have beaten the so-called best team in the league, beating them in their own home ground 2-0. 2 goals, Luke Shaw and Bruno Fernandes. United are only, what, 11 points now behind them? It's not bad, but it is where we are. I want to thank the UK crew, Dr. J, Vimal, and Kay. Thank you for your time. I know it's later for you guys. Thank you so much for coming short notice. I really appreciate it. My Houston Red Army crew, Bems and Sammy, thank you very much. I will see you guys next Sunday. Hopefully, we could get another victory of our West Ham. Can we?
3
We
points.
never know. We never know if this
Fingers
thing.
crossed. Fingers
Right,
crossed.
fingers crossed. Good night, guys. Hopefully, we win on Thursday.
Good night. Glory, glory, Man
Man
United.
United. Thank you
Take
very
care,
much,
guys.
guys.
Bye.
Glory,
care.
glory,
All right,
Man
guys.
United.
Man, take
Good
care.
to see you
Thank you
All
very
right,
much.
Nice one, guys. Good night.
Take care.
All right, man.
Take care.
See you guys later. Yeah, bye.
Bye.